Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night, where tonight on Top Split TV, we're bringing to you round 9 of season 32 of Sunday Night Lights here at Donington Park. We're in the Grand Prix layout this time round instead of the national layout. So that little pointy bit at the top you see there is what we've added in instead of the final chicane. Chicane goes the other way. We do the Grand Prix layout with a couple of hairpins, including that very unique final corner there. The blind corner there seems to go on forever. It does almost the full 180 degrees. Anyway, we've got a full deck on board tonight. One single split with a 3K soft. We were at 6K last week, back to 3K. Anyway, I'm Alex McKellar, and joining me as always is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhaus. It's going to be kind of a different race this week, Corey.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of the first couple of times we went to one of the other English tracks where we had single split racing, and it was actually a lot less chaotic than I thought it was going to be. And hopefully, with Donington being a much bigger track than we were at for that one, it should be not too many shenanigans. Even the warm-up race was pretty all right. Sans one lap car getting in the way of Kane Halliburton towards the middle stages of the race, but hopefully the drivers watch their sensibilities in this one.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. Could be interesting. All in, as we say. All right, let's run through the field. We've got Sam Devantier, car number 1. He's cracked minting the new 9Ks, 9100 already. He's cracking on already. That's an outstanding effort from young Devantier. Car number 2, Kane Halliburton, last week's winner. Back to have another crack at it in the teal livery there. Car number 3, the blue and orange Team Torpedo machine of Tim Hendrickson. Dimitri Filippidis, the international man of mystery, joins us once again for FBM Oval Martini. He's car number 4. Fraser Smith jumps in at late notice or short notice. Car number 5, the brown bomber in the fighter pilot livery. Anne Medema joins us once again, becoming somewhat of a regular thing to see Anne out there. As car number 6 here tonight. Vasco Sorowski, head clown, is car number 7. Then the big news of the week. Another clown joins the fold. No longer Milo, the defector. Donald Savinal joins Team Clowns for his first night out in the clown car. Luke Whitten, his former teammate, perhaps wondering what he's seen in front of him or behind him, depending on how it goes. The Team Milo driver is car number 9. And Mark Lay rounds out a legitimate shudder of clowns here tonight in the Top Split broadcast for Team Clowns. Mark Lay's car number 10, Corey.
Yeah, that's right. It's great to see 3 clown cars on the track. It's actually pretty excellent. Coming in as car number 11, Edward Buchanan from Canada. So he's up at Sparrow Spa in the morning. Great to see him out there and having a crack. We've got Fabio Berchold from DEATCH as car number 12, a regular on a Sunday night. He just hasn't quite been able to get up into the upper echelons of Top Split. We've got Olda Stepanovsky from Central Eastern Europe as Lucky, car number 13, and a nice little rat rod kind of paint job there. I like that, actually. We've got Pablo Escribano from Iberia, car number 14. I've got Alistair Walker from the UK and I's car number 15. Tino Alvarez from Iberia as car number 16. Great to see that we've got a couple of Iberians out there. We haven't had too many of them lately. Mark Jeffrey from Oz and Said, car number 17 here tonight. Got Beatrice Yank out there from Brazil as car number 18. Great to see Beatrice out there. She's a supporter of Top Split TV channel and a regular in the Discord as well. We've got Alan King from the UK and I as car number 19. And wrapping up the field is Harrison Tebb from Oz NZ as car number 20, Alex. And I'm a little bit worried because he's at 0.9k I rating.
Yeah, that's it. Perhaps wondering what he's walked into with folks that are Oh, bordering. Well, yeah, Sam is 10 times his high rating. You don't see that too often. Anyway, Halliburton's dropped down a 36.3 on his first lap, if you don't mind. Halliburton setting the world on fire once again. Comes down to the final chicane for his second time round. Or when I say final chicane, only chicane. Beautiful usage of the track. No dangers of a 1X there. Invalidating his lap. Opens up the corner for the right-handed hairpin on the run into the left-handed hairpin for the final corner. Halliburton setting the pace so far. Comes into this early turn in from Halliburton. It's a long corner, late downshift, gets on the gas supremely early. Starts shortcutting the track distance to get to the line. Can he beat a 36.3? The answer is a 36 dead, if you don't mind, Corey. That's, I think, if not, very close to the fastest quality time of the week.
Oh, that is really quick. I'm surprised he got that from an early apex. Fraser Smith just jumping up into second, but there's still 3/10 separating Halliburton from the rest of the field. I can see Pablo Escribano. He's just coming up to the line, and he is just moving himself up to 13.
Final clown car in the field. Mark Lay crosses the line. He started the lap 11th. He jumps up to 7th, if you don't mind. Where's the head clown? He's crossed. He's done his 2 laps. He's down in P9 at this stage. He's got his work cut out for him too. I'm just trying to see if anyone's still got their lap. Yeah, Mark Jeffo Jeffrey. Team Bullpit. Those of you who follow the old TV shows in Australia, Kingswood Country. Just leave your money on the fridge, folks. That's the way to do it. Mark Jeffrey coming around the final series of corners on this Grand Prix layout. Exits the right-hand hairpin, the penultimate corner, then comes up to this cresting blind, very long final left-handed corner. Opportunities there potentially for an overtaking moon, but chances are most of the overtakes will happen at turn 1, and then the brave and the bold will do it at the chicane. But that'll do us there. Jeffo drops us his second lap and rounds out quality. Let's run through our grid. Kane Halliburton with an outstanding top 36 dead, if you don't mind. Starts on pole tonight. Joining him on the front row will be Tim Hendrickson for Team Torpedo. Only 1/10 behind, and big improvement from his warm-up race quali. Starting from third tonight, Fraser Smith from UK and Ice on 3/10 off pole. Alongside him, the newly minted 9K driver, Speedy Snails, Cowboy Sam Devantia, starts from fourth. The first clown off the grid tonight, starting from fifth, will be freshly joining the team, Donald Sabanal, 6/10 off pole. The international man of mystery, Mr. Dimitri Filipides for FPM Ovaltine, starts out of 6. Mark Lay, the second clown, staring down the tailpipe, I should say, of his teammates, starting out of 7th. And Medema starts out of 8th tonight. Vasco Sorosky, the head clown himself, starts out of P9. Luke Whitten for Team Milo out of 10th. 11th will be off the grid, will be Olda Stepanovsky. Fabio Bertol for TNT Racing out of 12th. Going over the pace, 13th off the grid tonight, Edward Buchanan from Canada. 14th, Pablo Escribano from Iberia. 15th off the grid, Beatrice Yank from Brazil. Alistair Walker for UK and I out of 16th. 17th off the grid tonight on debut will be Tino Alvarez from Iberia. Mark Jeffo Jeffrey for Team Bullpit out of 18th. Starting 19th will be Harrison Teb, I should say, from ANZ, and Alan King from UK and I. Rounds out your field of 20 drivers, Corey. Full grid, full book tonight. Should be a good one ahead of us.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. As just about everyone is now on the grid. We're just waiting for, I think, Sorosky to join the grid. He usually likes to wait out the time so we can get through the entire grid. Looks like he's there. As the red lights mean rev. Now the red lights mean rev. And the green lights mean go. We're underway for round number 9, season 32 Sunday Night Lights here from Donington. And immediately over to the right side of the track goes Tim Hendrickson. He's trying to attack into the corner on Kane Halliburton. And they've gotten side by side. Kane Halliburton right out wide, just about getting into the grass. And side by side they go down to the Kramer curves, heading into the old hairpin, Alex.
Yeah, Hendrickson really showing aggression early on. Got the better of the start. Came up the inside. Got the shorter run to the apex. Managed to hang on to it on the way out. Halliburton in the warm-up race showed outstanding pace and actually dragged, well, when I say dragged, Devantier away. Devantier took out the race ultimately, as you say, when Halliburton got caught up with a back marker. But Halliburton's pace was blinding, and Hendrickson limiting the risk of a runaway potentially by grabbing the lead early, as this big pack all the way down to Witten in P10. The front pack's 10 drivers. Halliburton having a look on the inside through the hairpin for the first time, the chicane I should say, for the first time, but no, backs out. Discretion definitely the better part of Al at this stage of the race, Corey.
Yeah, that might be the case, Alex, but it looks like we've already lost one from the race. Ola Stepanovsky went into the pits and they just disappeared off my timing screen altogether, so I think they are a DNF from this race.
Yeah, it looks like could be. I just tried to grab a look, and no, side by side our leaders go once again. Halliburton had a look in the first hairpin. Set the final corner, the last hairpin there. It takes for Hendrickson to finally defend. Does Halliburton have a look into turn one? No, he does not. Still early stages, willing to let it ride for now. Look at that shudder of clowns in the background. 3 of them in a row. What a sight to see, eh?
Oh, absolutely. It was even better in the warm-up race because they didn't have anyone separating them, and they were just in this big battle pack of 3, and they were just fighting tooth and nail for clown supremacy, and it was a great watch to see. But Sabanel at the moment is the leading clown car, sitting there in 5th place just behind Sam Devantier, and it looks like he's starting to lose a little bit of ground here to Sam, so he's going to have to some giddy up going if he wants to try and catch the Cowboy at this stage, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, the intensity in the front 4 is right up. You've got 4 of the best floating around at the moment. Beautiful tight line there from Halliburton. Hendrickson choosing the wider run around Coppice that time round. This time moves over to the left late, well before the braking zone. Halliburton making sure there was no threat. Beautiful usage of the curves by both of them there as Halliburton comes into the braking zone of the Melbourne hairpin. Line astern they go. Sabanal looking desperately. Shortcuts the apex at Melbourne. Trying to shorten his distance to keep on the back. That'll compromise his exits. A relatively short run here between the final 2 apexes. And again, he shortcuts to Sabanal, preferring that tighter line. And we saw Halliburton do that in quali. It is a long corner, but the question is, can he get the rotation and the power down early enough? He is moving quickly and looks like he's still in touch at this stage, Corey.
Yeah, it's a very fleeting kind of staying in touch at the moment because he's got Philippides all over his gearbox right now, just trying to make some kind of impression here as Sabanel, and it looks like Vantia actually also starting to lose touch with our top 3. Fraser Smith sitting on the back of our top 3, and what's that, about a 5/10 of a second gap there, Alex. That's huge in these cars.
Side by side up the hill, though, you say it is quite big in these cars, but he is back in touch now because side by side up the hill was Hendrickson and Halliburton. Halliburton putting all sorts of pressure over the Flying Dutchman in the blue and orange Team Torpedo car. Fraser Smith, bit of a short of a run, but not short on pace at the moment by the look, sitting there in 3rd. Devantier, pace to burn. Just biding his time a bit, waiting to see what unfolds as Halliburton moves out now into the braking zone at Melbourne. Again, takes that. Oh, Devantier with the lunge up the inside, takes full advantage of a good run out, and the over-under goes Smith. Will he get the better drive? Because it'll have the outside run. He will have the outside run, I should say, around the final corner. Side by side, the leaders go. Side by side, 3rd and 4th. Noah's Ark style, as they say in the classics. Halliburton now got his nose in front, got the better drive out. Has the inside run into turn 1. Into the braking zone they go. Side by side. Can Hendrickson go the long way around as they run down the hill out on the exit of Redgate. They're through the crane of curves now, side by side, inside, outside. It'll be inside to the old hairpin for Halliburton. That'll be the determining moment. Hendrickson keeps the boot in it round the outside of the old hairpin, has the inside for the first couple up the hill. What's Halliburton got for the top of the hill at McLean's? He'll have the inside. How's this? 2x2. The front four go still as both Halliburton and Devantier try to get it done on opposite sides of the track. They're still side by side. Nearly a full lap this time. Halliburton gets the exit of Coppice. Although he'll be on the outside this time for the S's at 9 and 10. Hendrickson will have the inside. Halliburton finally sees the corner, lifts out. Again, looks to get the drive if he can. To have another crack at Melbourne. We're going to start all over again, Corey.
Oh, this is incredible racing to watch, Alex, and this side-by-side battling has brought everyone else back into this battle. Both Swarovski and Sabinow are sitting there in their clown cars. They have caught up to this pack, and they're actually battling it out side-by-side. Dimitri Philippides is now onto the back of this pack as well.
Halliburton's got too deep.
Oh, no, that's unfortunate. He's dropped all the way back to third, possibly fourth here, as Devantier gets a really good run out of that final corner, but it looks like Halliburton will hold on to third here. And this gives Tim Hendrickson a lot of breathing room, although he does have to watch out because Razor Smith, oh, he's gone. I was just about to start talking him up and he just absolutely spun the car out there, Alex.
Let's go take another look. I was following them. Oh, yeah, the rear's just gone. Yeah, he's a bit short on a run. I think he's Smith, and it showed there as the rear let go through turn one. But I was just about to say, the head clown is stamping his authority on the shutter in this field. He's now passed both his teammates to be up 5 positions sitting in P4 after just 4.5 laps, Corey. Certainly, he's wanting to push the new kid in town and put him in his place. Sabinal now shunted back a couple as Philippides has also gone through. Sabinal down just the 1 position, though, on balance. Meanwhile, up front, you've got Hendrickson, and Halliburton's made his way back to P2 already. He's got past Devantier. Devantier, no doubt, thinking discretion the better part of valor at this stage of the race, because we know Halliburton's got blinding pace. The question is, can he catch Hendrickson? He's only 5/10 behind going through Melbourne for the tail end of lap 5. I'd suggest the draft might do the rest, but the key bit there is that that racing, as you say, has seen the pack come back together. Importantly, Swarovski's moved up into P4 and he's on the draft of the front pack. He's managed, in amongst all that melee, 2x2 everywhere you look, move forward 5 positions and be in the running up the front, Corey.
That's right, Alex, and this pack has grown to a pack at 9. Luke Whitten now on the very back of it, as they've all started to single file out. Looks like the calmness has come back to the field. And it looks like it's head down, bum up for Tim Hendrickson. He's trying to pull away from Kane Halliburton. But Kane Halliburton has so much natural pace. He is just sticking to Hendrickson like glue right now. And it's going to be very hard for him to shake him. But there's a huge gap now opening back up to Devantier in third. So Sam's going to have to start using the afterburners here if he wants to try and make an impression on the top 2.
Yeah, big mistake from Swarovski there. Through McLean's, the rear of the car, nearly let go. Oh, look out. Has Hendrickson picked up a slowdown that he's trying to manage, or is it just Halliburton's got the... No, they were side by side briefly. Halliburton backs out of it, really trying to build a gap. In the mid stages of this race, that's where you'll see a pair of drivers work together. Surprisingly, Devantier dropping off the back here a little bit, as side by side they go in the rear. Sabinal and Lay working together. Oh, I'm wondering if the 6 of oh no, hang on, no, I've misread that. Must be the 9 upside down, Miss Jane. I don't know. Anyway, I think Sabinal must have picked up a slowdown because he's dropping like a stone, Corey.
Yeah, he's dropped all the way down to 8th at the moment, just in front of Luke Whitten, and I can see a couple of clown cars just up there in front of him. But this pack really just seems to have calmed down at the moment. There's not really too much going on. It's all the big chess game that I like to talk about, that I haven't actually talked about too much this season, to be completely fair. But everyone's just chilling out for now, just trying to work on this middle part of the race, as we've just eclipsed 10 minutes, which means we're just past halfway. And these guys are going to have to start stepping up the pace here shortly, or else Tim Hendrickson, who is starting to build up a gap to Kane Halliburton, will just run away with this race, Alex.
Yeah, could well do. Hendrickson's found some pace in between the two races. Let's go check out what happened to Beatrice Yank on debut. I think Beatrice might have had a moment coming into the Melbourne hairpin. Oh, just kind of, yeah, the rear went around. Just got the braking wrong, an unfortunate one on debut. I'm not sure Beatrice was expecting to be in this one, to be honest. But that's the joys and the perils of single split racing, Corey.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Alex. Another part of that is encountering lap traffic. And I've noticed just up in front of the leaders a little bit, there is a slower moving vehicle. Not quite sure who that is, though. I think it might be the 14 car of Pablo. But he's still got quite a bit of space back there to Hendrickson, but his lap times just haven't really been conducive with him being able to hold them off for too much longer.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened to the cameras there. I could have sworn I was on Hendrickson there, but yeah, Hendrickson is absolutely catching up to Pablo Escribano. Maybe, well, he's 2.5k, so he sort of knows how to get around, but not in the same league as these fellas up front, as Hendrickson and Halliburton really starting to put the pedal down. You can see there's some 8/10 ahead of Devanti and Swarovski. And international man of mystery, Mr. Dimitri Philippides, he is some 7/10 behind Swarovski and hanging on for grim death at this stage. And meanwhile, Medema leading Lay and Sabanal, the two clown drivers, trying to pick up the I'm just picturing a litter of puppies wearing red wigs and red noses and things, trying to fight over the scraps at dinner time. These two cloud cars, eh?
Oh, absolutely. And with it being those two particular drivers, I can absolutely see that happening too. Mark Lay and Sabanel always were muchly there for the battling. But Kane Halliburton has caught back up to Tim Hendrickson, now back up the front. And he's looking for the run into the final corner. He's not going to quite get it this time. Goes all the way right out wide, and then again takes a slightly earlier entry into the corner than Hendrickson. As we're starting to wind down on the laps here, Alex, and things might start heating up very shortly. As I just saw in the background, Medema going immediately defensive on both the clown cars towards the middle of the pack.
And the irony of the order there, Sabanal and Witten, nose to tail, the former teammates. And again, Witten, what must he be thinking, seeing Sabanal in the clown car ahead of him? No doubt we'll put that aside and stand up for the Milo pride. Meanwhile, up front, we've got, as you say, Hendrickson and Halliburton really getting away with it. Halliburton putting all sorts of pressure right in the mirrors of Hendrickson without actually forcing the move. Devantia now with Swarovski all over him, and some 7/10 off the back of Halliburton. Devantia needs to run his laps. Swarovski likely not to push the pace until the very end, I would have thought. Although Devantia lets him go, and I imagine he's picked up a slowdown because he's dropping like a stone, Corey.
Yeah, that's usually a telltale sign that someone's got to slow down. And yeah, he's even got to let Philippides by. So unfortunately, that's going to be just about race over for Devantia there. He's probably just going to come home with the top 5. And now our two leaders are starting to catch up to our lap down car of Pablo. And this is where things could get interesting for them. We saw in the warm-up race, a lap car was the ultimate downfall of Halliburton, taking him out of the lead. So we'll see how they play this one, and hopefully the lap car will stay away from being in front of them. Although it looks like he's sticking to his racing line, which is honestly his prerogative, Alex.
Yeah, he's sticking to it like glue as well. This is about as awkward as it gets. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's a terrible view there. I thought the old camera might switch a bit easier than that, but no joy. Anyway, the boys have gotten past after their own fashion down through the crane of curves. The side by side again, the different lines. Very, very interesting as this time Halliburton gets the run up the hill. up the inside at McLean's. He's going to go side by side, have the double inside run at Coppice. He takes the title line naturally and seems to get the better run out of Coppice time after time. And this time he will be all but clear as the exits turn 8. But Hendrickson gets the late drive out of the corner as this time Swarovski looking to go up the inside of the lap car behind, and Hendrickson back, or I should say Halliburton backs out. Look at this, the head clown. There it is, car number 7 on the back of the leaders. Cat meat pigeons. He's about to get in amongst it as Halliburton looks up the inside of the penultimate corner once again. Oh, Hendrickson running a little bit wide. He'll be counting on the late drive off the outside line here to get the inside run into the final corner. He does so once again, forces Halliburton wide, who does not make the same mistake twice as he did earlier in the race. And now we've got a battle in 3, Corey.
These guys are just absolutely turning it up right now. Vasco, like a cat out of a bag, he's just absolutely been pouring on the pressure now all over the back of both of these guys. I think they realize that their battling is starting to slow them down a little bit, and there's only just about maybe 2.5 laps left to run in this race. This could be Swarovski's race here if something was to befall our 2 leaders, Alex.
Yeah, mate, he's in the position. You got to be in it to win it, and he's right up in it. As off in the background goes the lap car. Once again, it is Halliburton getting the outside run up the hill. Comes into McLean's on the inside. We've seen this before, but what we haven't seen is the wild card, the joker, the clown in the deck. Swarovski up the rear of these 2, looking to get in amongst it. There's 2 laps to go, 2.5 went, or 2 when they cross the line this time around. Swarovski pulls out of the draft, lets them have it among. Oh, Halliburton goes to the late move. Hendrickson covers in the braking zone. Swarovski catches him up. Oh, there's plenty left in this one, Corey.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. And I noticed that Hendrickson, when he initially went for the cover, wasn't quite clear. And Halliburton had to back out of it ever so slightly, but up the inside at Melbourne he goes. And now Halliburton will take the position, and he's going to do the same thing to Hendrickson that Hendrickson did to him previous to the chicane. But Hendrickson sticks it right up there, sliding his way up the inside of Halliburton to the final corner. And down the front straight, the drag race will continue as we now officially have just 2 laps left to run in this race. It's going to be a tight one, Alex, especially if Vasco Swarovski has anything to do about this.
Absolutely, mate. Oh, Hendrickson's red wide. Here's Swarovski's chance to go up the inside. Halliburton now clear. He was so close to being clear out of Melbourne, the penultimate corner of the last time round. Went to cut across, but did not get the clear core, or at least respected the blue and orange team torpedoed car of Hendrickson. Did not cut him across and cut him off. This time, will Hendrickson try to go around the outside on the run up to McLean's? Yes, he will. He will show the nose up the inside. Halliburton gives room, but gets good drive out. Will he come across? Or nah, Hendrickson gives it up, and it's taken about, I don't know, 6 laps of side by side through there. But Halliburton finally gets past Hendrickson. Now, with 1 to go, who's your money on, Corey?
Oh, I don't think I could put my money on anyone right now, Alex. I'll put it on Swarovski just for the meme, because the clown car is OP. And what a move from Hendrickson that time, going through the chicane.
Oh, lap
absolutely
car.
duped. Oh, and another lap car, yes. Alan King in the way. He gets right out of the way. Excellent. Great to see. Good play, but that has allowed Halliburton back up the inside now, as I think that spooked Hendrickson a little bit, seeing the lap car up there. But here we go, Alex. It's the final corner for the penultimate time. Side by side they go. Hendrickson with a little bit of a bubble. That ruined his momentum through the corner. And it's white flag, last lap, last chance to win it or wear it for these 3.
Absolutely. These 5, you should say, because Devantia joins back in. Hendrickson makes the late move. Halliburton leaves the room. Hendrickson clips on the curb, as you can do so easily. Halliburton is clear, though. Cuts across in front as they run down through the crater curves for the final time. Swarovski looking for his way through. Devantia looking to pick up the scraps. And Dimitri Filipides, if you don't mind, right on the back of this. But it is now battle in 4. The front 2 better keep their wits about them, because there are plenty there waiting to pounce. Hendrickson, the late move to the outside. That's a very wide Formula Ford car of Halliburton in front of him. Oh, Halliburton's got a bit loose on the entry. Hendrickson will have the run up the hill. Swarovski with nowhere to go. He's got to defend and attack at the same time. It's the final run now through Coppice. Hendrickson taking the uniquely tighter line this time. It's Halliburton who lets it run wide. Swarovski moves to the right straight away. Oh, Halliburton's got it planted on the left-hand side. Moves to make room for Hendrickson. He'll have to go deep. Oh, he does. They get it through all right. Swarovski's looking to run his lines. He's got to go up the inside of the final run through Melbourne this time round. It's Hendrickson. Oh, and Tavanti's dropped a spot at the same time. Side by side, the roles are reversed. Hendrickson does not get clear. It'll be Halliburton with the inside run to the final corner. Hendrickson keeps him very tight. A little bit of wheel to wheel. Halliburton opens it up for the final run. Side by side, they continue. Halliburton. Oh, Swarovski's gone through. The drag to the line. Swarovski's going to get it. It's Halliburton 1. Swarovski 2. Hendrickson 3rd. Beautiful racing throughout, Corey. What a run there at the end. Had action start the finish up front.
Absolutely, Alex. That was incredible to watch. One thing that I saw was going through that final chicane, Vasco actually got a little bit of a bump draft from Devantia, which allowed Philippides up his inside. But wow, that was just incredible to watch. I was also listening there on the last lap. There was a little bit of road rage going on with the lap car of Pablo deep in the field from Luke Whitten. So a lot going on that last lap, and just wow, what an incredible race.
Absolutely, mate. Just checking out that final run. I want to check it from the run of Swarovski. Let's just ride on board with Swarovski. We'll go at full speed. He could have opened that one up. He's probably defending from the outside. Oh, look at that. Late break, late downshift. Opens it out. He's clear. Does he open it up here? Does he open it up? Yes, he does. He's going to take the racing line here. As you can see, Hendrickson kept Halliburton tight. Just outbraked himself through the final corner. And Swarovski takes the racing line underneath. And that's all she wrote. Well done. The other thing I want to check is that Whitten moment that you were talking about. I think this will be it. No. Oh, no, it wasn't. Hang on. No, I don't have it, unfortunately. Anyway, beautiful. Beautiful run by all involved. That was really entertaining and a lot of fun to watch. Hopefully the boys out there enjoyed it as well. Let's check out our final results for Season 32, Round 9 of Sunday Night Lights here at Donington Park. Kane Halliburton, 2 for 2 in the last 2 weeks. Back to back he goes. Takes this one out in a beautiful display. He spent the whole race on one side trying to attack, and then when he shifted to the other side to defend in that final stages, he got it done. Well done. Showing you need to learn all your lines to make it work around here. Vasco Swarovski grabs his 2nd position. He fought so hard for that one. If you can believe it, he was up 7 positions to get that one done. Picked his way through, picked them all off, and picked the final one off Hendrickson at the final corner. Congratulations to Vasco, top drive. Tim Hendrickson similarly. He worked so hard for that. He worked hard throughout and just got pipped at the end. A little mistake into the final corner unfortunately cost him, but not too much because he's still on the podium in 3rd. The international man of mystery, Dimitri Philippides, has pretty much come from nowhere and done it in the end with a top 5 finish there in 4th, just ahead of the cowboy, the speedy snail Sam Devantia, who only lost the 1 position, but rounds out your top 5 here tonight. Not where Sam probably saw himself, but a good result nonetheless. Anne Medema, privateer, does a fantastic job. I think that's Anne's best result, up 2 positions, finishing in 6th. Mark Lay, the other clown in the field, the 3rd clown, has actually finished in P7 tonight, ahead of Luke Whitten in P8 for Team Milo. Fraser Smith fell back a few after, in fact, 6 positions he lost after that spin at turn 1 to finish in 9th. Donald Sabinal, his clown debut, as he's qualified all right, but unfortunately down 5 from where he started to finish in 10th, and somewhat, no doubt, begrudgingly behind his former teammate Luke Whitten. Edward Buchanan from Canada has finished in 11th, just ahead of Fabio Berthold. TNT Racing rounding out your SNL point scoring positions in 12th. 13th tonight, Tino Alvarez from Iberia. 14th, one of the stalwarts of the ANZ open wheeler racing community, Mark Jeffo Jeffrey, Team Bullpit in 14th. 15th tonight on debut was Beatrice Yank from Brazil. 16th tonight, Pablo Escribano from Iberia, similarly on debut, as was Alan King from UK and I in 17th, and Alistair Walker, similarly in P18 as we go over the page. 19th was Older Stepanovsky, and Harrison Tebb from ANZ rounded out your field of 20, Corey.
Yeah, great to see a lot of new faces out there. Kind of get that with single split racing though, which is a little bit unfortunate. But the leaders put on a great show. For the most part, it seems like the lap cars, the lesser experienced drivers, as I shall call them, they made sure they were as out of the way as possible. And we saw a great damn race there at the front of the field, all the way through. The racing was just absolutely on point. And I know I say this every week, but this is why I love coming here each and every single week. The skill that they put on display, it leaves me gobsmacked every single time we watch them, Alex.
Yeah, mate, that was a top. I really enjoyed that one, actually. We've had a couple of really good races back to back the last couple of weeks, and they really showed what you can do here in these cars at this track. Good little combination. And we saw full laps pretty much side by side, which is fantastic, particularly given these are open wheelers too. Fantastic skill and very well done to the drivers involved. Now, speaking of the drivers involved, let's grab one of our podium finishers. I'll just chuck the thing up there and I'll grab Mr. Vasco Sorowski, up 7 positions, if you don't mind, picking his way through some pretty big names there. And then, mate, racing line through the final corner, comes out winners are grinners, I say. Well done, mate.
Evening, fellas. Team orders came into play a bit today, I think. So it's good having some of the guys in there, but I don't know, that was full on, and I really thought we were going to fall off them at the beginning because, as you saw earlier, just rubbish. But the second half of that race really came to us, and I think pace come up a little bit. We got back on their toe. I think Sam got to slow down the poor bugger. And I was pretty much timing the chicane, and I lifted because I didn't want to get that close. So a little bit annoyed there. And then I think that lift also made Sam, put a little nudge in the back, because he was going for it as well that way. And yeah, the racing line at the end, they were rubbing wheels a bit, and I kind of thought, heck, they're going to rub and they're both going to go wide, but they didn't really, and we just had enough to edge out Tim. Mind you, they were towing us along for the last 3 or 4 laps, so that's the reason we're there. But yeah, it was good. It was very good.
Yeah, well done, mate. But here's the thing, you say they're towing you along, but mate, you weren't there at the start. You were in P9 to begin with, and you're in P3 right in the mix at the end. So stellar performance. You stamped your authority as the head clown in amongst the shudder that was out there. So top drive, mate. So hopefully it was fun at the same time.
No, very fun, and yeah, had to new team members, all that sort of stuff, and they're all trying to make their mark, and I've started feeling like the old bugger was getting pushed to the side, mate. So I had to put them in their place, this goes right. Yeah,
absolutely. Well done, mate. Well, congratulations, another great result this week. The kind of the reversal of fortunes. The quality didn't go so well, but the race was the one where it mattered and where it counted for yourself. So congratulations, top drive out there, mate. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Oh, you and Corey, as always, for putting this on. All the other racers, mate, for being awesome. Kane, Tim, Sam for flying along. I've got to put a big shout out to Russell for grooming our new driver so much. So, and obviously all the clowns, for the laughs and everything else. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Well done, mate. Congratulations again. Top drive out there. Hopefully very satisfying. That win's not too far away, but great to see you out there again, mate. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks, guys.
There you go, Corey. One of the good ones. Vasco Sorowski. That's got to go down as one of his better drives. Up 61 I rating, up 7 positions, back in the 5Ks on the march to 6. He's going all right, eh?
Oh, absolutely, Alex. It's great to see Vasco having another great race. He had so much bad luck at the start of the season. It looks like that he's starting to really turn it around now. And as you said, you can't discount his skill. He went from 9th to 4th. Sam made one mistake, and that put him up to 3rd. And then, the rest is history from there about how he got it. But, Vasco, such a determined driver, such a great guy on and off the track as well. And I'm just so glad to see him doing so well. And yeah, as you said to him, that win has got to be on the horizon because he's definitely one driver on the up and up.
Yeah, that's it. It's tough to do too. I mean, you look at tonight, single split, 3,200 soft, half that of last week nearly, and yet you've got a 9K driver, 2.8s, and the rest are right in there as well. The top half of this field is just lightning fast and a real tall order. So he's in there amongst some of the best in the world and doing really well. Now, next in the green room, we'll bring up young Fraser Smith, who had the moment in the brown bomber there at turn 1 and was just not quite able to pick his way back through, finishing in 9th. Fraser, tough night at the office there, eh?
Yeah, tough few weeks. I thought I'd come and say hello in case you forgot who I was.
That's it.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, mate. Well, I would have thought a bit of familiarity with this track, being the local one potentially. It's pretty good at these cars too, although the national layout, I got to say, is my preference. But that last sector really adds something different to this one.
Yeah, it's tough, but to be honest, I felt comfortable, and when I had the spin, I wasn't pushing really. I was sort of in the draft, just chilling, and lost the F. I can't really explain. I watched it all back, and there's nothing that. Maybe Tim's dropping oil out the back of his car. We'll blame that.
Yeah, torpedoes out the front and oil out the back, you reckon? Yeah. There you go.
Banana peels.
That's it. All right, mate. Well, listen, thanks for coming and continuing to support the series. Great to see you out there, and no doubt the results will be going your way sooner rather than later. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Basically, give me a reason to drive the car every week, and all the guys I was racing with for a short period of time.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, mate. Great to see you out there. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
Cheers, guys.
There you go. Corey Fraser Smith. Sounds like he still had a smile on the dial even after that sort of result, which it's always a bit tough to swallow.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And I was listening into the radio when he spun, and you could hear the comic disbelief that he had when the car went around, because he was saying about how he's been driving in bigger cars with a lot more power, and he doesn't get a spin going for them. But when it comes to these, they're just so twitchy sometimes that it just you don't even expect the spin to happen. It just does. So it's been an unfortunate few weeks for him. But we will definitely see Fraser Smith back, and he'll be absolutely on it and trying to take home another dub.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Well, that might just about do us tonight, folks. Kane Halliburton went back to back tonight after taking out last week. Fantastic driving up front. Hendrickson found another leg after being a little bit off in the warm-up race, and really stuck it to Halliburton, who had to work very hard and tactically came out on top in the end. And very, very enjoyable battle to watch that one. So congratulations to both, and congratulations to all those folks tonight who got out there and got amongst it. But for now, folks, that might just about do us. Corey, do you want to tell the folks what you got coming up this week?
So it'll be a little bit of a short week for me. A lot of things going on outside of the computer space, but on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel, twitch.tv/Aussie_Sim_commentator, we will be at Watkins Glen International Raceway for 35 laps. It's the Team Watson Racing Setups 221, powered by enriched uranium, which is going to be a mouthful for me to pronounce several times throughout that broadcast. And it'll be fun to see these Gen 4s, 900 horsepower, little to no downforce going around Watkins Glen. And then next week, back here with you again, Alex, as we tackle Brands Hatch GP, which should be a really fun race.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of UK tracks back to back. Looking forward to that one for sure. But for now, folks, as I said, that'll just about do us. Make sure you go check out this and all the other race replays of the 32 seasons as Sunday Night Lights over at the Top Split YouTube channel. And of course, as Corey said, next week we'll be back here, same bat time, same bat channel on Top Split TV on Twitch for the live broadcast of some of the best racing you will see anywhere. But for now, folks, that will do us, finally. And on behalf of the Chaotic One himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar, and I will thank you for joining us, both on track and off. And until next time, I will say ciao for now.